Okay. Gotta get this up and running. Get this done and over with. Yeah. A lot has happened in the previous month. Too much for me to make any just one video about. So I don't even know where to begin. I I guess I'll start with a little weird thing that I discovered. Uh, oh crap. I better turn this on so that gotta make sure that I don't end up catching myself as I'm checking myself. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to solo this one, guys. I mean, there's some material that I'm not gonna subject my best friend to. Let's see. I think I'll start here. Oh crap. Yeah. Before I get to that, I forgot. I'm supposed to put this onto the speakers so that the stream could catch that as well. All right, now that that's up and running right, just testing that here. Yep, it works. Okay. Now, let's see. What was the other thing I was going to... Because I'm going to start off with... I'm pretty sure this was discovered somewhere around June. Big shout out to Upper Echelon Gaming for pointing this conspiracy theory out. And it's still kind of a conspiracy theory. I'm not going to confirm nor deny if this is really a thing. But as we all know, NFTs like one of the big things in it's the new thing in crypto spheres as of now. And what's and what we associate with NFTs are just pictures of monkeys. You know, the Bored Ape Club. Well, now there's this big thing. I think it was like some kind of convention or something called the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now, I don't know too much about it except for the conspiracy theory around it. And it all started from their logo, which I'm going to show right here. I'm going to take out the Scarfy Ultrix. Yeah, there. That. The Bored Ape Yacht Club. And yeah, people have been spray painting that logo all over New York City at one point. And someone noticed something strange about it. It kind of reminded them of something. And I think I might have given it away. It looks like this logo when you get right down to it. The Waffen Totenkopf logo. So, yeah. Oh man, if I'm gonna get if I'm gonna get banned off of YouTube, might as well start off big with the Nazis. The fucking Waffen SS logo. They made the Waffen SS ship, and that isn't just a coincidence. You should really look up Upper Echelon Gaming on the Bored Ape Yacht Club because he goes in deep on this one. And apparently, these guys have been doing a lot of subtle hints and clues that they might actually be Nazis. So, in other words, this. I might as well pull back a meme from the early days of the internet. Secret Nazi NFT. There you go. That, that's the. But holy shit, that, that was a thing. Oh man, I haven't seen like secret Nazi memes in forever. And you'd think they'd be prevalent, considering how sensitive everyone is to the idea of fascism coming back. I mean, we should be seeing Nazis everywhere. Hell, even my best friend was called a Nazi at one point, and he's half Jewish. And I'm pretty sure Ezra Miller called the, I think it was like the descendant of a Holocaust survivor a Nazi, just because she wouldn't let him smoke in her house. Shit like that has happened. So now we can tie a particular NFT to Nazis. Is this got to be their Nazi gold? I mean, better get was it Kelly's Heroes on this? But yeah, and then another thing happened. I think this also happened in June, where there was a where the Amber Heard saga just doesn't end, doesn't it? She had to do an interview. It was like post trial, which all right, fine, that can happen. And then she had to say something like this. I mean, I've done a little bit of editing and distortion. Added some reverb effect because I know NBC is going copyright crazy on everything. So hopefully what subtle effects I've put on this kind of throws their algorithm off. But actually, is this loud enough? I don't know. Maybe add in, maybe put it up to 50. There we go. And I'm just gonna take this down and play the video. I mean, this is her NBC interview. Will you play? Oh.
The deaf lawyer said, called your testimony the performance of a lifetime and said you were acting. What do you say to that?
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers. I'm the performer.
Okay. I'm just gonna cover this up before NBC notices. Let's analyze this for a sec. What did we just hear? I mean, the interviewer just says, "Is like, okay, what do you say to people saying that this was that you were just performing out there?" And her one answer is, says the lawyer of the man who convinced the world who had scissors for fingers. We already know this sounds cringe and awkward, but I can kind of see where part of it was that she seemed to have been somewhat nervous and was kind of like hesitating to get this out. But I could tell what she was trying to do here. She was trying to make a zinger there, which probably should have came out as, well, says the lawyer who convinced the world that he has scissors for fingers. I mean, she could have said it for that, but said it kind of like that, but she couldn't do so because she just thought of that just off the cuff. I don't believe this one was scripted. I believe something's broken in her mind in terms of how she can speak. This probably has to do with a lot of the speaking tours, either before or after that op-ed she wrote, where she goes into interviews where it's like, when you're a public figure, you end up becoming more and more conscious of sound bites. So you try to speak in sound bites, and I think that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to put in a zinger there because it would sound like a good sound bite, and she had to think of it on the fly. I think that's part of it. The other part is just I don't think she's capable of expressing exactly what she feels. Let me elaborate further. I have my own theory is that something's broken in her mind that's much deeper than like the effects of Hollywood, the effects of being a public figure. I think maybe she did go through a traumatic event at some point and it might have broke her in some way where all she could do is say whatever creates a positive outcome. It's like that scene in the Poughkeepsie tapes where they were interviewing that one victim and she just keeps saying, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say. That's Amber Heard in a nutshell right now. Only she's not saying that she doesn't know what people want her to say. She's just trying to guess what people want her to say. It's like, it's kind of like it's like when you're cheating on a test because you don't know, well, not even cheating on the test, where it's like you're taking a test and you're given a multiple choice question and you don't know what the answer is, so you just select a random choice. That's kind of what it feels like. It feels like she's trying to parrot a phrase that she knows has had a good outcome in the past, but she's missing all the context that actually helped it. She's missing the inflection that actually helps it. It's not to mention the whole thing about her being, it's like, oh, not being a good actor. Let's be real here. That will never make sense whatsoever. Because you lost the case because you're a bad actor. Good actors generally don't show that they're acting. If their acting's good, you don't know they're acting. We only know you're acting because you're a bad actress. And don't believe me, believe the expert witness they brought on stage that was her acting coach. Even she was saying how bad of an actress she was. So, honestly, at this point, I can't even stay mad at Amber Heard. I just feel sorry for her. She has kind of lost her humanity. It's like she would fail a void comp test if a Blade Runner were to walk into this room right now and just give her a test. She would fail that instantly and get retired. I mean, it's like I said, it's kind of like a parrot. And yeah, says the man who convinced the world he has scissors for fingers. Yes, we all know Johnny Depp played. Well, actually, I just realized this interview made me realize how many people forgot about Edward Scissorhands, or forgot Johnny Depp was in that. It's just. I mean, just give it up. And NBC, I did some edits. This is entirely transformative. Stay away. But yeah. And I forgot what I was going to say as a follow-up to the whole Amber Heard video I did a while back. I think one of the things I wanted to say, I forgot to point out, actually, maybe I should probably bring up Google Maps for this. Because, yeah, the whole thing with the stands and everything, about how many stands were there. What is it? I mean, the Fairfax Courthouse is not that far away from a college campus. Seriously, guys. let's see. Let's look this up real quick. Let's see. George Mason University to... Oh, god damn it. I hate this. Go away. God damn it. What do I have to do to... Alright. I'm gonna have to check a different mapping system, because god, they... Google Maps wants to add an app to my phone before... to my PC before... or to my Brave browser before it shows me anything. But... God damn... I didn't even... Why does this need to be... I hate this. I should have done this before I started. Because I didn't even know they were gonna do, like, shit like this. George Mason University to... No. No, if only there was a way to just... Well, I might as well just show you the map right now. Let's see. Layers. Let's get a satellite. Actually, let's see if I could get directions to... Hold on a sec. Yeah, there it is. There it is. It's just 1.4 miles driving distance. It's like 3-minute driving time and 15-minute walking distance. That's GMU right there, guys. In fact, if you look closely enough, you can see the big Mason. It's like the word Mason on their stadium there. But yeah, this is all. I know it looks like a small city, but that's how college campuses are. And yeah, people could just... In fact, I remember, I think the dorm rooms are somewhere... I mean, I know that those... I think those are the dorm rooms right over there. I think. Oh no, I haven't flown above this place to get a bird's eye view before, but yeah, I'm pretty sure those were the dorm rooms. So yeah, I can imagine like a whole bunch of people supporting Johnny Depp actually being just GMU students, or even Robinson students. That's a possibility too, because Robinson's a little further away, but not that much further away. I mean, people who live in the neighborhood that would go to GMU would probably have gone to Robinson as well. I mean, I'm just saying, as somebody who knows this place. But yeah, that was one of the things. What was the other thing that happened? Well, there were people upset at Games Workshop for the potential transphobic language in the Horus Heresy, or the fact that they're still not going to let women be space marines. I mean, for crying out loud, guys. It's an entirely different universe made for entirely different kinds of people. Just like, don't you guys have Fortnite to play? Go somewhere else. You have plenty of other places you could enjoy. But I think the real issue is that they just don't like it when people they don't like have something that they can enjoy. I mean, they don't want their opposition to have fun without anyone else watching over them. And in fact, I don't think I want to go too deep into this. It's the whole like controversy and everything. I'm just getting tired of the rainbow community constantly butting their way into places they just didn't need to be. You got your own thing. Just why not continue parading around in fetish gear like you normally do? You got your thing. But yeah, speak of big companies and games, let's go into what's been going on with Diablo Immortal. Something very ironic happened. In fact, I kind of want to look up the infamous moment. Now, let's see. Is this the one? I think this might be the one. And I don't know if the volume's high enough, but let's take the overlay off and watch it anyways.
Fluffy face of Diablo. I was curious. I was curious. I see a lot of mechanics that we've kind of been begging for in Diablo 3 in this. Is there any plans to make this playable on PC, or is this strictly mobile forever?
Are there any? The current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have
Everyone's
phones,
got a phone.
right?
You can play on your tablet too.
Yes, it's also on the Switch. You're right. Hello.
Well, yeah. I just want to refresh your memories on that one, because right now, we all know why they're going down the mobile route. They're trying to bust into the Chinese market. I don't know if I'm getting too loud here, guys. Because I kind of maybe I should lower this a bit. Right around there. Maybe, there we go. Let's see. Around here. Diablo Immortal is banned in China due to their Weibo account making posts mocking Xi Jinping. After alienating their Western fan base by trying to make a mobile game, they've, alienated the Chinese government, which gave them access to the Chinese fan base. So now they have no fan bases. But, yeah, let's just read this whole extract here. It's like, hello, Chinese Diablo fan here. I can explain to you what happened and what that might mean. Here's a guy who works in Diablo Immortal's marketing team, which have access to the official media account, did something very sensitive. Now we don't know. Now we don't know. Did he forget to switch the account, or he used DI's official account intentionally? Yeah, we don't know if he forgot to switch the account or if he used the Diablo Immortal's official account intentionally. But the result is he used Diablo Immortal's official account to post a thread which complains, when would the bear, implying Chairman G, fall off the seat? There's a rumbling in my tummy. It is not the thread itself called the Thunder, but instead it is a very quickly exploded in Chinese internet. People see it as an open provocation and eager to know what will happen next. That's why Diablo Immortal marketing was completely shut down in China. And NetEase itself was heavily affected too. Rumor says NetEase will not get any license for game published in the following whole 3 whole years. But we don't know whether it's true or not. If that's true, it will also affect Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, and WoW Dragonflight, and might even force Blizzard to change their corporation in China mainland. Edit, more context. There's no confirmation on Diablo Immortal being banned in China. This is just an assumption. However, it does appear the game's release will, at the very least, be further delayed there. The red circle text shows that the post originated from the United States, meaning a non-Chinese Diablo Immortal team member made the post. Other posts by the account are usually made from... Okay, I can't read that shit. Or... God damn it. I need Shim here. Or Guangdong, China. The actual post contents are more moon runes, which translates to, why isn't the bear stepping down? God damn it. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about Putin. Maybe if this was in California, he might just very well be talking about Putin. What the hell? Now, let's be honest here, guys. The wave of the future for AAA games is mobile. Just straight up. Full on. Many major companies want to abandon actual PC gaming in favor of mobile games or mobile-like mechanics, such as free-to-play mechanics, loot boxes, level grinding, pay-to-win, pay-to-play, well, more like pay-to-win stuff, or pay for cosmetic stuff. All of that, MMO mechanics and everything, they want that shit because it gets them way more money. And it's a bigger thing in China than it is in pretty much most other countries, guys. And that's why all these game companies are so desperate to get into the Chinese market. So much so that they're willing to alienate their original core fan base, just like in the video I showed you just earlier. And at the same time, because of the major crackdowns going on in China, they are very, very strict on what you're allowed to say or what you're allowed to portray in games and whatnot. That you practically have to censor everything. I'm for crying out loud. I think Spider-Man No Way Home got banned in China because the movie refused to remove the Statue of Liberty. And the Chinese censors didn't like that. That was a thing. I mean, you just never know what they might want to get rid of. So yeah, so that's kind of a thing right now. And right now I just enjoy the irony of it all. And let's see, what was the other thing that happened during our precious little Pride Month? Let's see. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this might have happened in June, where there was a strange influx of swatting, which kind of resulted in this moment right here. So,
Essentially
Yeah,
in
so an
SWAT.
exigent circumstance.
Hold on.
Exigent circumstances, right? So I
Yep.
remember this, right? So I'm in the garage, and they're like, just to make sure that there's nobody here. Okay, so because this is now my life. My phone rings. I'm like, oh, is it the police? So
Mine too. Whoever's doing it, you can fuck off. I've got the cops' number saved in my phone.
yeah, well now I'm sure I'm fine because they know, right? I had every literal police officer in the county at my house, and they all know. But like,
no,
so
he's looking to the
he
side there
says,
too.
So we're out of cuffs now. Finally, we're in the garage, and they're like, we need to search the house. I said, absolutely. I do not consent. I'm absolutely not. I do not consent to searches.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say whether or not there were things in my house I didn't want police to find. But
Doesn't
the fact
matter.
of the matter is, I didn't want them to be like, ooh, what's this, right? So I said, no, I do not consent. And they said, oh, well, we still have to search it. I said, and I think I blew their mind because like, I know I know that you're trying to pull this exigent circumstances bullshit. You don't have you don't have that because
Yeah,
I
they would have to
know
be in pursuit of someone
that like
in order to just
this
search
is
our house
not,
without a warrant. Because they need a warrant for searches.
a potential situation.
can deny
where
searches,
you think
guys.
that this is real. Oh, literally, I gotta go. The cops are here. I'm not kidding.
Oh God, fucking hell.
All right,
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, no.
all right.
Let me know you're okay when you're
Yeah,
when you're
I will.
done. All right. Well, there you go. Oh, Jesus. Okay. That's how it goes. This is the bullshit aspect of it. So hopefully, everything will be okay since this just happened to him. But it isn't a joke, right? It isn't a joke. And I know cops have some, they have to adapt to a real situation,
yeah.
right? They have to make sure that everything's going to, that they're doing what they're supposed to do. But for fuck's sake, they need to act with common sense and common decency. And they need to understand that they are deeply impacting the lives of the citizenry when they do this and when they react in this way. SWAT teams should be deployed when there's a knowing need for SWAT, not on a whim. Not on oh God damn it.
Here we go.
And I was just swatted as well, but thank goodness the the police officers have in my area, much credit to them. They do not just come barging down the door. But yeah, so thank you, by the way, to the local PD here. I very much appreciate how you guys handle this situation. So,
But yeah. I mean, what you just saw, guys, was just a reaction. They were just talking about how the quartering got swatted as he was in in the chat section of a live stream that was also swatted. I mean, here are the events that were happening in order. I mean, we all know Tim Pool. Tim Pool, right? Is like political commentator, does his little podcast things out in his commune, out in the middle of the woods. And he keeps getting swatted every so often. And I think last time, it's like one time when he got swatted, he just left the live stream running as the police were going around searching his house. People were pouring into the live stream expecting to see, okay, something to happen. They were just watching in anticipation. Then the quartering goes onto the stream. Well, not onto the stream, into the chat room of the stream. He went into the chat and started promoting his own coffee brand coffee. And then he got swatted. He wasn't even on the stream technically, and he got swatted. And so he goes on to Ricada Law's channel, guests on his stream to talk about the swatting attempt on him, and then gets swatted again, and then Ricada gets swatted at the same time. These swatters are working overtime. And then, oh boy, this isn't even over yet, because this got... Maybe it's just multiple people who are just suddenly got active on this whole swatting thing at the same time. Or maybe it's the same guy who's just really had a hankering for swatting people. But if anyone here knows about Medicare and has been following him, he was doing a stream just like a day ago, I believe. Either a day or actually 2 days ago. He was doing a stream, and because he was doing his whole like monthly streams, doing the whole year of the Chud thing, talking about the drama involving Ethan Ralph, still making more enemies. I don't know how many enemies is enough for that guy, but as he's talking about, he gets swatted too. How many swattings are we going to end up having in a month? I mean, as we all know, it's like you never made it on YouTube live streams until you get swatted. And that's how I know I'm a nobody still, because I haven't been swatted yet, guys. Not that I want to. Don't swat me. I mean, at this rate, this just needs to stop. I mean, this has gotten ridiculous, guys. So, I think it's about time I go over the big thing that happened. The thing that everyone's talking about, the thing that everyone's obsessing over the whole Ghislaine Maxwell trial and everything. Yeah, I don't think I haven't forgotten about that one. Roe vs. Wade has been overturned. And it's causing everyone to go out and cosplay in front of the White House, or cosplay in front of the Capitol building as a Handmaid's Tale. And believe me, I wish they were just dressing up like this. Maybe doing a little bit of pole dancing too. But I'm not going to talk about the law itself or how I feel about how it, about its overturning. I would like to point out that some mad lad decided to just do his own little cosplay over Twitter. And in doing so, we've now learned how low information voters the average American is. How low information they are. Because this is what he did. And I'll go off and say, this is Count Dankula. And he renamed himself Justice Dankula. This is what happened. He renamed himself Justice Dankula and oh great. Hold on. Gonna have to bring this all the way back up. Pretended to be a Supreme Court justice after this ruling. On Twitter, he's got a blue check mark, by the way. And let's just read some of this stuff. President Biden. Today is a very solemn moment for the United States. The Supreme Court expressly took away a constitutional right from the American people that it had already recognized. They simply took it away. That's never been done to a right that is so important to so many Americans. What, you mean like guns? Actually, you're right. They didn't take away guns. But you want them to. And then, Justice Dankla. We were careful in our decision, Mr. President. And then just look at the litany of replies. I mean, just all this. I don't think you did, though. But we did. I wonder if I could... No, I don't think I could show more replies. These are all archived, by the way, because a lot of these people just... They kind of caught on and they removed their tweets. You weren't. Yes, we were. They're going like ratio. People are going like ratio card decline. And yeah, they're all flipping out. And yeah, I can't believe so many people are falling for this bait. And let's just look at some other ones. Yeah, all he did was Photoshop his face on a Supreme Court justice's robes, renamed himself Justice Dankula, and he managed to fool everyone into thinking he's a Supreme Court justice somehow. Somehow. I hate to think that my fellow American is this stupid, because I admit, politically, I'm pretty low information myself. I probably don't know all the Supreme Court justices' names. But I would definitely know that none of them would be named Dankula. Mainly because, even if I haven't even heard of Dankula before, I would be wondering, it's like, is that even a real name? That sounds fake. And it is. I appear to have made someone upset, so many people upset. Oh no, he did. Yeah, he made people. Let's see, what does this one say? You thought this would change my mind. Dallas women twerking for abortions. What the hell is up with? What is up with you people and twerking? I mean, it was a meme earlier, but this has got to stop. Maybe I'm getting too old for this. I'm getting to a point where I'm just not as easily horny as everyone else seems to be. But seriously, guys, twerking is now illegal. Oh, come on, it should. It won't, and it won't save Ukraine either. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think he's saying it should change your mind. It won't, and it won't save Ukraine either. Oh, yeah, you put troller right there. Just in case you were too dumb to figure it out. And it was at this moment Justice Dankland decided to ban women. Oh, yeah, he tweeted that one, too. In a shocking 6-0 decision. Twerking for Justice Dankland. I think the further down I go, the closer I get to finding people who might actually have caught on. If y'all don't pipe down, I'll make women illegal. Yeah, I think he tweeted that one too. That probably pissed a lot of people off. He, of all the, from the whole overturning of Roe vs. Wade, the person who's probably having the most fun with this is Count Dankula at this moment. Oh yeah, this whole like angry thing. You are a disgusting piece of human filth. Women in the USA are being heavily oppressed and you're joking about it. I can't believe you. Okay, I think he caught on, but he's pissed off. And he just sent this private message. I'm not even gonna bother censoring these people. It's just, if you were dumb enough to fall for this, we might as well know your Twitter handle just so we know to avoid you. Goddamn Trump. I'm not seeing. Oh, gonna. I wonder if she might settle for Ball's NFT. Oh, that's right. Justice. Well, Count Dankula did make a picture of his balls in NFT. I'm not gonna show them, but they're out there. I don't know how much they're worth. Why would we, the greatest country in the world, care what cringe non-Americans think? Random white fat man speaking, which means you should listen. What a comeback. Yeah, Amber, pay attention to this guy. He knows how to clap back at people. We've had some pretty decent ideas in and out of time. I thought saying fat now is a radical left. No. It's shaming or something. Why? Because why? Oh, we're playing it. What did Ziggy say? I'm almost afraid to continue going down because you never know what could be. Even though this is archived, you never know what these Twitteratics might put up. Thank God that thing was like... There was a thing right there that was actually a naked black man, but I think they cropped out the naked part. Because that's the thing. Forced pregnancy is a crime against humanity. Then don't get pregnant. God damn it, Justice Dankula. I know this is traumatic to a lot of people because this was a sacred cow to them. But let's be honest here. The overturning just means that the whole abortion question just goes right back to the states, which means you could vote for a candidate based off of keeping abortions legal. You can do that now. And I'm pretty sure this also reveals how little people understand the whole how laws seem to work. Overturning Roe vs. Wade doesn't mean abortions are illegal. It means they are no longer going to force abortions to be legal in every state. Right now, it's just going to vary between different states. And I think the happy side effect of all this is that everyone who moved from a blue state to a red state just to avoid the high tax increase from blue states, just to escape the bad policies they voted for, they're going to end up having to move back to blue states. So red states are going to be happy. Rude to fat shame. Also, our judge is in shape. Yeah, I think you'd think people are going to... Oh, yeah, and if y'all don't pop... And if y'all would be careful, y'all wouldn't need an abortion. Oh, yeah. Is not raping women considered being careful? Asking for half the population. Also, any advice as to how to prevent ectopic pregnancies and miscarriages? We want to be careful and all. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. And yet you're making decisions regarding women's bodies and lives. You don't get to choose what we do with our bodies. Abortions rights are human rights. I wonder if Dankla had a reply to that one. Maybe on the next one. Who knows? Pubs open, legs shut, simple as. Good, now we can put women back where they belong. College. I think that's supposed to be Justice Thomas? Clarence Thomas? Oh boy, not reading that one. But yeah. But yeah, that was this. I mean, I'm just checking like some of the stuff that's been archived right now. I was last one working on Jan 5th and forgot to lock the doors. My bad. What the? Oh, God. You had to reference that. Uh, and next order of the court business, I decree that my wife, daughter, and I shall all go to the park and have fun and eat ice cream. Oh yeah, they've been going after his wife and daughter too over this because they always have to make it personal. I have so many DMs to go through. Oh jeez, what is all this gonna look like? Up, here we go. You're an absolute fucking why? Please fucking discuss it. Your wife. Yeah, they're going after his wife. Hey, sweetheart, I hate to break the news to you, but overturning Roe vs. Wade is completely unconstitutional. It's not in the Constitution, guys. I mean, read the whole thing. I mean, I think they keep referencing the 13th or what was it? It was either 13th or 14th Amendment. It was one of those amendments that had to do with slavery, not abortions. So these people just don't know what they're talking about. I think they just repeat what they hear on the news, and the news constantly gets things wrong. Oh boy. I don't even want to read this shit out loud, cause holy shit. That that is horrific. I wonder if Pentagon has stated that any abortion laws enacted as a result of the Supreme Court decision will not be recognized. Oh dear! For a moment, I thought Tim Pool's probably thought Tim Pool was ranting about Civil War again. He always seems to do that. The majority of them all realize I'm not a justice, but they're all still in my mentions because they are still really mad. Also, might retire the justice bit soon. Got a lot of work to do in the next week and a huge video coming out tomorrow. So yeah, that's about all of it. Oh jeez, what the fuck is up with these guys? This is why you never get a miss. But yeah, that happened. So many people actually thought Count Dankula was a Supreme Court justice. The fucker's Scottish. He doesn't even live in the States, let alone hold an actual office in the state. Oh my god. This I mean, this diminishes whatever hope I have for the average American actually being smart, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a vocal minority of idiots. But holy shit. And even then, the problem with vocal minorities is that their views spread. Because they're so loud, people think they're right. And sometimes, maybe the loudest voice in the room is not the right voice. I mean, the whole thing. And just like clockwork, there were a few riots I've heard of. I mean, I've heard of a pregnancy crisis center around here in Virginia getting vandalized to a certain degree. And Virginia was the state that actually tried to legalize abortions up to, let's just say, birth. It's like, if we all remember Governor Ralph Northam, oh my god. This was the same guy who also tried to do a gun grabbing thing that was so egregious that the Boogaloo movement and the gun sanctuary state movement started as a reaction to him. Yeah, I remember that. I'm pretty sure the gun sanctuary state thing started in Virginia because of Northam. So keep that in mind when you look back on the two Supreme Court decisions that caused this major meltdown online. The one where the Supreme Court shut down something involving guns. I didn't look too deeply into that one. I think it was like a gun restriction thing. That was like heavily. That would have definitely broken an amendment right there, the Second Amendment. Because the Second Amendment is way more explicit. But yeah. But I'm just laughing at the fact that the two Supreme Court decisions that caused this kind of meltdown could also be tied all the way back to Northam. And Northam, being so obsessive about abortions, tried I still remember that one video that went viral. I don't know if I can find it again, but there was a hearing and someone was asking either Northam or someone that Northam was backing if the abortion was gonna be legal even when the woman's dilating. Like this whole like late term abortions, really late, full on late. It's like because when the woman's dilating, that means she's actively giving birth at that moment. I mean that was almost a thing here in Virginia, and probably one of the things that contributed to Glenn Youngkin winning the election over Terry McAuliffe, because it wasn't just the CRT guys. There was a lot of grievances here in Virginia with the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party just kept overstepping the bounds. Technically, I'm pretty sure 5 months you could still terminate a pregnancy within 5 months. Not the full 9 months, just within 5 months. It's still plenty of time for you to actually decide whether or not you really want the baby. I mean, if it takes you more than that, if it takes you the full 9 months, at that point, it's like, at that point, you're kind of brain damaged. You're not capable of making decisions in your life. I mean, I'm just saying, literally. And if it's a miscarriage, it's like, all right, extraneous circumstances. In the case of rape, most certainly. I'm not going to fight you on that stuff. But that's the problem. People, I won't say what I think about abortions. I see it as a necessary evil, as a necessary wrong. It's something it's like an eject button. Ordinarily, you'd want to land the plane. But when something goes wrong, sometimes you're gonna have to hit the eject button, guys. Ladies. Sometimes you might have to hit the eject button. And that's what abortion is supposed to be like. It's the eject button for when something goes wrong, or when you don't think you could stick the landing for any reason whatsoever. I mean, it's supposed to be like that. Or if you weren't even supposed to take off in the first place, it's like, okay, sure, just eject. You'll be able to land safely. It's a tragedy. We lost the plane. But at least you're still alive. But you're not supposed to crash the plane every time. I mean, the way people have been using abortions nowadays, it's like they just don't care about landing. Well, landing's too hard, so I'm just going to hit eject and just keep letting the plane crash time and time and time again. I mean, abortions are not supposed to be used like that. And if you're worried about privacy, or if you hate the government being so invasive with your medical procedures, what's less medically invasive? Condoms? Spermicide? Pulling out? There's like so many other things that you could do. But the first thing you want to go to is just an abortion? I mean, it's something that you need to do at times on extraneous circumstances, or if the whole takeoff was a mistake to begin with. But it's not something you need to take pride in. In fact, nor is it something you should take pride in. It should be seen as a mistake, and you should probably not do it again. But at the same time, I mean, today's society, I've been seeing a lot more women who are horn dogs for some reason. I'm thinking it's like, okay, maybe they're horn dogs for other women because the rainbow community has had a lot of inroads as of late. But no, they still kind of crave they still kind of crave cock for a lot of reasons, or for some strange reason. It's like they still want to go to parties and get gang bang like crazies. At that point, ugh. And there are even other procedures that kind of like that help prevent the pregnancy as well. I think wasn't there like a little plastic thing that you can get a doctor to put up your snatch to just. You know what? No one's gonna listen to any of this. Because they're just gonna say, he's a man. He shouldn't talk about women's bodies. Even though just a moment ago you guys couldn't decide what constitutes a woman. I mean, we went from trusting the science to trusting my feelings. We went from just take the vax to my body, my choice again. It's like Schrodinger's autonomy. Now, as for me, politically speaking, I prefer autonomy over most other things. I'm more or less against decentralization, and the act of getting the federal government involved in abortions is a form of centralization. I don't want them to have any say on abortions. And neither should you. And it'd be very easy to roll with that. All you have to do is pretend that the government is a fat white guy. There you go. Now you can tell them you don't want them to talk about abortions. Because what I'm saying here is I don't want them to make abortions illegal either. And they're not illegal. It's just state level. I mean, there's a good chance red states will make them illegal, and they already have. I mean, heartbeat bill and all. But if you're living in a blue state, it's like, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And then you're going to go into semantics. Oh, well, what about the women who can't move away from the red states? I mean, do you really care? Do you really care, or are you just looking for something to complain about or something to argue over? Because I've known some people who are like that, where all they really want to do is argue something, and they just want to find something to get upset over so they could start ranting about something. I don't know why. I don't know why you want to live. I don't know why you guys want to live a life of perpetual angst and anger. It's ridiculous, guys. I mean, just take care of yourself first. I mean, that's what my mom always says. It's like, oh yeah, if the plane's going down, I mean, you always got to put the mask on yourself first before you put the mask on anyone else. And I agree. That's what you should do right now. But then again, what if we're not on a plane? What if we're on a sinking ship? Yeah, forget the sinking ship. We're on a plane, guys, and someone just hit the eject button just because they don't feel like landing the plane, and they left us on board. That's kind of what this feels like. Also, I kind of find the whole clump of cells argument very creepy and disturbing, because what you're doing by calling an unborn child a clump of cells is you're dehumanizing a child. And if you could dehumanize an unborn child, what's to stop you from dehumanizing other things? What's to stop you from dehumanizing blacks, or gays, or Jews? I know it sounds like a slippery slope fallacy, but we've seen it happen before. And the mindset that you would have to constantly try to make these kinds of arguments passionately is a scary mindset. But yeah, that's about it. That it was a crazy month. And maybe I should double check on my local church, see if that got vandalized, cuz I expect a lot of church. That's another thing people need to understand. That whole ruling wasn't a religious thing. It was a constitutional thing. Seriously, it is. It was unconstitutionally passed in the first place, so it had to be unconstitutionally repealed. In fact, I should have looked up Ruth Bader Ginsburg's dissertation on Roe versus Wade, because even she says that the whole thing was unconstitutional. And the longer Roe versus Wade stands, the harder it's going to be for you to get your abortion amendment, your pro-abortion amendment, because of the circumstances of which it was passed. And Roe herself even went out to admit that she lied about the gang rape, about being gang raped by a bunch of black men, by the way. And then her story was used to pass Roe versus Wade. And if that were true, this could be an instance of a law being passed, of a federal law being passed over a false flag. And if you think about this from the perspective of an ambitious and irresponsible politicians who want to get shit passed just because it strokes their ego, well, I could just lie about something and then people will pass any law. I mean, think about this when it comes to your gun laws, guys. Think about this when it comes to your free speech laws. Think about it. All it takes is for someone to make something up, and then they could get the Supreme Court to pass an unconstitutional law. That is scary. But yeah, that. And keep in mind, these are just my views. They're not the views of my co-host who usually comes onto these kinds of streams. They're not the views of any of the friends I hang out with. It's just me. That's just what I'm thinking as I look into this, guys. But yeah, that's about it. Stay safe out there. And